up? It's Becky, your sketching pal from Hong Kong, and today is actually December 1st, although by the time that you see it, it's going to probably be a lot later, and it's kind of the first day where things are starting to cool down in Hong Kong, and by cool down, I mean it's currently about maybe like 15 degrees Celsius. So it's like cool enough for me to wear basically my favorite hoodie. It's a really great time. I'm feeling so comfortable, feeling so great. And I thought this would be a great time to actually explore painting outside again. Because although I do paint outside quite regularly, there's always like a little bit of an adjustment period with the weather and also with the light conditions. So currently this is like Hong Kong winter, the light is going to be very overcast, so the light is very even. So it does take a little bit of creativity or stronger, I think, observation muscles to be able to kind of see, put the light on some objects and to be able to really hone in that object of interest. Not that I'm sketching anything grandiose today. I just wanted something really simple, and one thing that I've always wanted to do is sketch a playground scene. And I think the reason for that is because there's a lot of complicated shapes that do come into play when sketching a playground because of all the different like slide shapes and everything. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but let's try it anyway. So not really sure if you can see behind me, but I got really lucky, and like actually the playground area is kind of cordoned off because there's a bunch of people doing some cleaning in the background. I feel really sad for the kids because I saw like kids coming in and them like literally shooing the kids away. I don't know why they would pick like daytime to clean it up and not do it at nighttime instead. But it means that I can kind of have an unobstructed view of the playground, and I can kind of chill and sketch however long I want. First things first is trying to get all the biggest shapes sort of on the page. So I'm starting with the topmost structure of at least this subset of the playground that I'm sketching, because I don't think that I can sketch the whole thing. Quite frankly, I'm already struggling with just this one little bit, so I'm just going to make it really simple for myself and just sketch this one tiny bit and a little bit of the, not the monkey bars, but the hanging around stuff that you can kind of climb and sit on. I do not know the lexicon for playground stuff except for a slide, so I apologize for that. I don't even think the slide comes off really well. It's on the right hand side, and even though I'm able to kind of see a two-dimensional image of it from where I'm sitting, it's still quite tricky to draw everything in place, so I am crossing my fingers that the colors will make more sense. And now that I dropped the pencil down, I'm going back into my trusty art toolkit, which I've actually sprayed right before I got out of my flat and walking there. So it's somewhat a little bit more moist, although I did spray it again right before I started sketching, just so that the water could soak in a little bit more and the colors would re-wet a little bit easier, which I think they did. So pre-soaking your watercolors is always a really good tactic, even if you do it a little bit before. And now I'm just coloring in everything one by one by color. It's literally like a color by number situation, but I'm trying to add highlights and shadows to every dimension that I see. And the reason for that is so that the drawing can look a little bit more realistic and less like a coloring book, because it's not flat, but there's some sort of 3D element to it, and it's quite subtle. It's also a bit tricky because everything is literally lines, and I'm just trying to add shadows on lines. I could use a pen, but I just wanted to stick to one brush because I'm a little bit lazy, and you know, sometimes you just want to do what's convenient because you're outside, you don't have everything with you at your disposal and all that jazz. Anyways, I am now adding in the shadows for the bottom because I see that the shadows are reflected, and because I'm not really drawing the background, I wanted to ground that sketch a little bit, especially because all the bottom parts of all these different poles are in different heights due to the 3D-ness, like the horizon level at the back. So I thought grounding them with like a little bit of shadow would be good. And really all I'm doing is just putting in the biggest shapes that I see, which seems quite tiny because there are a lot of tiny poles. But I just wanted to record that in my sketchbook, and I did, so I'm glad that I did. And it would have been nice to have some kids on it, wouldn't it? Maybe next time I'll try to find some people to put in there. Anyways, back to the results. That is going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much again for joining me on another adventure of sketching, even though it's just somewhere really simple. What's the weather like at your place? Is it like bearable for you guys to sketch? And if it's not, what are some of the things that you do? I'm really curious, even though I don't think I'll be in a place that's cold enough to sketch outside anytime soon. But I think one day that time will come, so I'm really curious about that. All right. I guess I'll catch you next time. Take care. Happy sketching. Bye.